What's up, Sporkman family? It's your boy Sporkman, and welcome back to another Market Watch. First up on the docket is, yes, more quarter century secret rares from quarter century Bonanza. And today we're looking at Judgment Dragon to start off, and this one's decreasing in price. And honestly, there's been a lot of nostalgia cards decreasing in price that we're going to look at today, and they're definitely worth picking up. Right? They were once at a peak, and this one was at a peak at around $52. Check that out. Went down a little bit, went back up to 48, is down again in the market. Now is the time to buy. Even if this card goes down lower to 25, it's worth picking up even at 33, because I do see this one pick up in value, whether if it gets support for Lightsworns, whether people just miss out, they have FOMO. Again, Alliance Insight is the last Core Century Secret Rare set. People will have FOMO. People will have that ambition to want to pick up these cards. Those that missed out on Core Century Secret Rares a year from now, that missed this era of the 25th anniversary, they're going to want these cards. They're going to look at Judgment Dragon as a fan favorite card. And a lot of these cards that we're going to take a look at in these next few tabs, that yes, it's worth picking up because that price tag will double, could even triple over time, given the right circumstance. So keep all that in mind as you're investing into these nostalgia cards, especially the QCR of these cards. We talk about high rarity. Yeah, QCRs are starting to become high rarity things here in the market, and people are really looking towards QCRs as the really high rarity card as it is. Even though, yes, there's a lot available here in the market, there's a lot available to have in this rarity, it's still a really nice looking card. It's a shinier card here to play in your deck, to collect. Yeah, people love this type of rarity, and this card, especially being a QCR, it's no surprise as to why this one would increase over time. Chaos Emperor Dragon is another card to look at here as well. It's decreasing in price. It was at 50. Now here at 31, 32, 33 is something to definitely take a look at here. These prices are really low for these nostalgic cards that, yes, they are collector pickups. Not every card is going to be something for your deck, something for the future. It's also got to look at the collector market, because yes, these cards do go up and over time just because they're a collector card, because they're a nostalgia card. So again, those are things to keep in mind. These things were high in price only a few weeks ago, dipping down now. This is your time to buy. Don't miss out. Your profits are going to be have and won here in the market. Now, I will say this. There's not everybody that can pull out $35 at a time and get all these cards. Yes, I get that. But, if you do have it, I do say it's definitely worth picking up. Now, I'm no financial advisor, but I do give you my best financial take, and hopefully it does pay off for you in the end. But definitely don't come at me if it doesn't go in your favor. But I will say, for the most part, and I think we've looked at the trajectory of a lot of cards here in the market the past few months, the past few weeks even, that nostalgia cards are not to be slept on, because they increase in price over time, especially Core Century Secret Rares. It's almost a given, right? So keep that all in mind. Caius, the Shadow Monarch, is another good example. A card that was once at $80, right? Close to 80. Wow, that's crazy. Given the fact that it was at 50, now it's around, 62, 63. It's still a good card to pick up. Yeah, it is. Because it can get back up to the 80s. It can go even higher than that. It can go up to the hundreds. It's a card to look towards too as well. 43 listings. It looks like a lot of listings. Keep in mind, everybody, not a lot of people are opening up Bonanza anymore. People are kind of keeping Bonanza sealed. They see the value in the set. They see the value in keeping it sealed. And they rather just buy the card they want. That's something to keep in mind as well, as we're looking towards the future of Bonanza, the Quarter Century Secret Rares, and some of the fan favorite ones that are Quarter Century Secret Rares as well. Blackluster Soldier is another one, right? Another card from this Bonanza set. And something to keep in mind as we're going over Bonanza is to also have in the back of your mind that Stampede will have that same effect. It will have a lot of nostalgia cards. They'll be very cheap to start off, go up in price, maybe come down. Those are things to keep in mind. As we're looking towards this set, is to always keep in the back of your mind, yes, Stampede is going to be almost the same structure as Bonanza. Those fan favorite cards, buy in cheap, will raise up in value. And yes, could it go back down? Sure. But again, I will say, at its lowest price point is when it was first released, was Bonanza cards here. With all the nostalgia QCR, all these QCR cards were so cheap to start off, and then they really picked up in price. So just keep that in mind. I'm not saying it's going to happen here in Stampede for sure, because it could, be the opposite where they put it at a really high price and it comes down. But the trajectory of things is to look at those types of things, to match those types of vibes that you're seeing and hold on to that to the future to see whether or not it's worth picking up. But not to go too much towards the future here, but just things to keep in the back of your mind as well. Moving forward. But yeah, Bonanza, again, it's a really good set to invest in. It was a good set to invest in from the beginning. It's still a good set to invest in now, even at sealed. But yeah, man, even Elemental Hero Flame Wingman, I mean, this one being $15, that should be a telltale sign to pick it up now. We're in the GX anniversary, especially. People going kind of crazy for GX cards, especially fan favorite cards like Elemental Hero Flame Wingman. It's 100% worth picking up these types of cards because they only will increase over time. It's almost a given, I feel like, for these cards. Summon Skull. We look at Summon Skull only a few weeks ago. Look at that price tag, everybody. $43 basically for this card. Now look at where we are right now. It's decreased to $27. Now what I will say is that that's a good thing, because now for those that missed out can now buy in again at this card. And again, it's a nostalgia card. It's the DM days. And people are going to want this card in the future. Again, it's not something that is going to be played here in meta or anything like that, but it's a collector type of card. You have to keep every sort of community in mind as you're looking to invest in cards, because that is how you are able to kind of make your profits here. Whether it be the collector market, the meta market, you have to look at those types of different markets. Right, those different communities that will make you that price point in the future, those profits in the future. So just keep that all in mind. Dark Magician Girl is a great example of this, right? A card that a lot of people love, right, dearly, right? A card that's an OG card, an artwork of a card that people have adored over the years, and also it's the OG type of feel of the trio of the Red Eyes, Blue Eyes, Dark Magician. You add on this one as the fourth kind of like add on into that vibe. Yeah, people look towards this card as one of the big fours, maybe, if they like to put it. So yeah, I mean, under $10, it's a steal. It's a steal. We look at some of the cards in this Dueling Mirror set, and we are kind of like in shock at some of the prices we see, because even for Blue Eyes only a few weeks ago, the SDK artwork was around $20 hovering, and yeah, it picked back up to $30 where it was originally at. So, can it happen for Dark Magician Girl? Yeah, 100%. We've been seeing that happen time and time again. I think we saw it with Ghosts from the Past. We saw the Ghost Rares come down in price and then shoot back up in price. What will happen to the QCRs? They come down in price, they shoot back up in price. It's almost a given that Dark Magician Girl, yes, given that there's 131 listings, there could be 300 listings of this card. It will definitely increase over time. People love Dark Magician Girl. It's going to happen. Don't sleep on a card that's under $10 that's worth picking up while it's cheap. We'll say that. Rage of the Abyss Booster Box. This one's been picking up in price, everybody. I'm not sure if anyone's been taking note of this, but yes, it was at $72 for the longest time. But check out that price range. Picking up now at around $85. Yeah, $85. So the price has increased a lot in sealed for Rage of the Abyss. So keep that in mind moving forward. Infinite Forbidden is also set. Look at that. Look at that graph. It was at 68 at one point. Look at that graph. It's over what? Yeah, it's at to the 84th, even breaking close to the 90s, right? We're one box away from selling to breaking into the 90s for this one. So crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Not to be slept on. Dante, Traveler of the Burning Abyss. Has anyone kept an eye on this one? 37 now into the 60s. Holy moly, 65 for light plates. More so 67. And even if we break this one, the next near mint is 83. So kind of right there towards really breaking the price point of this card. So 12 listings, that's pretty low. So keep that in mind. This one could be going to the new atmosphere very, very soon. Something I saw on House of Champs is Lil D. I don't know if this is a troll. I don't know if we're being serious here. But this one's been escalating in price. what a meme of a card, man. I actually have like I think like 5 of these laying around because I opened a lot of Legendary Collection for Joey's World back in my day. And I have like I know I have a bunch of these. I know I had like 3 at least. So yeah, man, this is nice to see. I'm gonna have to dig up through my old pile and start selling some of these. It's a good price. I mean, for a common, you can't go wrong. Am I right? Solemn Strike, the quarter century secret rare, has been picking up in price. Look at that, $8. Look at where we're at now, everybody. 25. Right? Staple cards. Staple cards go up in price. We've been talking about it again and again and again and again. They go up in price. 20 listings left on this one. We'll continue to see that listing go down, and we'll continue to see that price increase as well. Drone Lockbird, another staple type of card. Yes, it's down right now. What will happen? Look at this little downward end right here, right? I don't want to cover it, but you're seeing it will start to tick back up. I feel like we're gonna see that start to go ramp back up. So just keep that in mind. $16, so cheap for Drone Lockbird at a Core Century Secret Rare. Definitely worth picking up as well. Same with DD Crow, right? These are types of cards that you have to look at. Again, these cards that are very low in price, again, will pick up in value again given the right circumstance. Good to buy in low, so that way you can profit when it starts going back up in price as well. Keep that in mind. These are cards not to be slept on at all. Number 60. Oh my goodness, this one's down in price as well, and I will say it's a card that, again, it just seems like a card that will pick up in value. I mean, let me know your opinions down below. I feel like, more or less, there's a lot of Quarter Century Secret Rares in these sets that are being slept on, man. I mean, is it just me? Let me know in the comment section down below, everybody, because I feel like I'm just the only one noticing these things, that they're so cheap. They're just so cheap to me. And I give them the right factor. I know a lot of people definition of cheap is different, but you know, considering the fact that they're going to increase over time, and I just see it happening, cheaper than what it will be in the future, I will say that. Grounds, you know, again, we're getting a lot of Dinosaur support, Reptile, all these different types of things. Stuff to start thinking about and adding while it's on the cheaper end of thing. Evil's Lars is another card to look at. I mean, we've been talking about this card, I feel, since Duelist Nexus has come out. It's been reprinted in the tins. It's cheap right now. It can go up. We're seeing that price point start to go up on the graph. Keep that in mind. The QCR is something to keep in mind as well. It's actually been decreasing in price, so I'm going to keep in mind as well if you want worth picking up at a cheap price point here as well. But yeah, things to consider. Now, I will look towards the TCG exclusive stuff as well. You know, the 20th anniversary tin of Dueling Mirrors had a lot of good things in it as well. Some of the things that were kind of overlooked was these cards, Mind Castling, Thea, and Heavy Polymerization. They're cheap right now. I say just pick them up just to have them. You never know when they could be utilized. Better pick them up while they're cheap, right? You just never know. But just wanted to put that out there as well. Crimson Dragon still doing its thing. Now down to 8 listings. I think it was at, 12 the other day when we looked at it? And we're so close to breaking into the 200s, like, very soon. Yes, there's 157. But really, after these two sell here, look where we're breaking into. 170, 188. We're getting there. We're so close to breaking 200 on Crimson Dragon. And it almost seems inevitable at 2 at this point for this one as well. Hopefully you bought in early at 80 and you listened to market watches when you should have. But man, $80 for this card only a few months ago. Now look at the price. Whew. Hopefully you listened. Hopefully you listened. Cosmic Quasar Dragon, 15 listings left, and you've seen the price tag increase. We've been talking about this one for a while. Yeah. These are the cards to invest in early. That's why we talk about them. It was at 18 at one point. Let's try to go back even further. It doesn't show it here, but it was at 18 at one point. It's insane. I think someone bought one for 15 at locals, or my locals. These are the type of things that you're supposed to be picking up, because again, there's just so much different value in these types of cards, right? There's meta play, there's collection value because it's a Signer Dragon type of 5Ds card. These are the type of things to look at. Again, different communities to really analyze to see whether or not cards will pick up in price. It's a given with these cards. Crimson Dragon, Cosmic Quasar Dragon. It's think given these types of cards would pick up in price. Something that I have actually in the later tabs here is Dark Magician. We see it here at 56. Now we see here at 47. It stabilized and went down a little bit. Something worth picking up if you do want to add it to your collection. It's not bad, but just something to keep in mind if you do want to add it. It's gone down in price a little bit, not a lot, but again, these cards pick up in price, especially QCRs, especially this LOB artwork as well. Okay, something I want to talk about, one of the last things I want to talk about on Market Watch is these collector rare cards. I just don't see the value in picking up collector rare cards, even if it's the highest rarity of the card. Here's why I say that. Because if a quarter century secret rare is made into this card, the collector rare card is kaput. Like, no one wants this card. No one wants the collector rare card of this card. Yes, there's 7 listings. It could break prices and everything right now. Sure. But given the fact that we can have an announcement and the collector card goes way down in price again, I would not invest in this. I would not invest in collector cards in general. They just are too disruptive in the market. Because given the announcement of a card being reprinted into a high rarity, and they were once a collector card being the highest rarity of that card, the prices just are shot almost immediately. Whether it be an ultimate rare or core century, the new collector in the rarity collection sets, I just don't see it worth investing into. Collector cards, all in all, not just this one, all in all. Just keep that in mind. I just think it's very dangerous to pay up collector cards, expecting them to increase over time. I think we've seen it with a lot of collector cards. They have only decreased over time. Very, very not stabilized market in this rarity at all. So be wary of that if you're investing in collector market. It's not a good one to invest in. Personally speaking, from what I've seen trending in the market as well. And the last thing I want to look at, wow. Look at the sales. Can we look at this? There we go. 1,400 almost. Right, I think with tax and everything, most likely it went up to $1,500 probably. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I did not expect people to be buying it at such a high price. Wow, we actually have like $1,400 sales here too from November. That's wild. For me, I like the OCG Kaiba briefcase a lot more. I know a lot of people will say, "Oh no, I want the TCG one," but the OCG, I have it right here actually. I pretty much enjoy the OCG one much more because of this, this artwork that they presented here in this frame. Personally, just much more. But again, everyone has their own opinion. I think it's because it was TCG, it's raised in price. That's my only guess of why. But I know a lot of people I've talked to have preferred the OCG one. Now, what is your opinion? Do you like the TCG Kaiba briefcase? Do you like the OCG one? Again, I bought into the OCG one. I like the OCG one more. But damn, if I only knew this price would triple over time, maybe I should have bought into the TCG one. But definitely not to keep, probably to profit on. But I definitely a missed opportunity here for myself. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. 5,000. It's insane, these prices sometimes. But yeah, that's about it for this Market Watch. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe and comment, and peace out, YouTube.